I'm just getting back from watching a play from A.R. Gurney called Love Letters. It's quite a play. There's two actors. So this is a critique of the play. The reason this is posted is just for a critique. It's set in two acts. Act one is the childhood and early adulthood of these characters. And in the childhood and early adult years of these characters, you get to know that the guy is sending all these love letters to the girl, and the girl is sending love letters back, but she wants more, or at least that's what she says. She wants to have phone conversations and other types of things. The play is over the course of 50 years, so the first act is the first 20 years of their life. And the fellow is, the way that I saw it, is generally never really enough for what the girl wants. So things happen and they try to make it happen, make a go of it, and she blames it on the fact that she doesn't know who he is, she only knows letters of him. So things just don't really work out. And they go off and get married to other people and have children. She's committed to, this is actually starting to go into Act 2. So she gets into alcoholism and other forms of abuse, which is kind of expected considering the nature of her earlier letters. You kind of see where it's going, that has that type of personality. And the second act continues on how they get married, they have children, they write, little notes to each other. The spouses are never happy about this, which makes you wonder, why are they continuing on these conversations if they're upsetting their spouses? And guys and dolls, maybe they just can't be friends. Well, as you might expect, and they're 50 years into it, they decide to get together. The guy is now a senator. The girl is in and out of rehabilitation centers, but she's a really wealthy woman. And they have their own addictive personality thing with each other. They lie, of course, about it with his spouse, as liars often do. And the very last letter, the last sequence of letters, is he's telling the girl, oh yeah, I want to see you again, I want to see you again. But probably not, right? It's just one of his addictive personality things. And the girl says no. Well, as it ends, the last letter that he writes in his 50 years of writing letters is to the mother. And it's expressing his deep sorrow that her daughter has died, and expressing that he loved the daughter. And while this is going on, the daughter, who is dead, right, but she lives on in spirit by saying little quips while he's talking, like interrupting his write, interrupting his letter to the mother, with just little words, just little bothersome words that he doesn't hear, but you know that it is in his mind, right? These letters are back and forth to them. It's not for the audience. And he closes the letter with, goodbye to the mother. And he goes back and apparently goes off and lives his life with his wife, who will never have to know that he's a liar and a cheat. And it's kind of sad that there's no recovery, there's no closure for him. That for the rest of his days now, he's going to be living with the knowledge that he was in love with this addict that he had loved for 50 years. He's betrayed his wife. He's betrayed his family. He's betrayed his children. And he's okay with it. Just with writing a goodbye letter to the mother. In my opinion, it closed very heartbreaking. I think that I would have preferred it to see that that his last letter would have been to his wife, expressing his grief for his betrayal to her, and maybe even let her go so she could go off to find somebody that can love her, or that he can express somehow his sorrow for leading this double life for the entire time of his marriage. And while he wasn't cheating, quote, quote, on that, with the girl from his childhood, he was emotionally involved with the girl from his childhood for his entire life. And that's cheating. Well, that's my take on Love Letters from A.R. Gurney. I thought it was a great play. I thought it was a fantastic play. And I want to know if you've seen it on Broadway or off Broadway or somewhere else. I want to know. Tell me, what were your thoughts on A.R. Gurney's Love Letters?